Good morning. We are very excited for our 2025-2026 school year at the Early Childhood Center. Before we get started this year, though, we did make some changes to our parent pickup and drop-off procedures. So I wanted to just explain that and give you what we're going to be doing. So, as you know, in the past, we've had parents line up. This is a picture of the map of the school and everything with our new procedures, and I'll explain those in a second. But if you're looking at this is our school, this is the lane coming from west first. And most times the families have been able to come in here, drive in, and then park right here to be able to do parent pickup and drop off. We are going to be changing this slightly. And the whole purpose of this is just to maintain student safety. I feel like as a school, we do really pretty well in getting the kids in and out of the cars, and making sure that it's done in a timely manner. And looking at other schools that have about as large of a population as we do at the ECC that are being picked up or dropped off, I feel that we are pretty close to what we're able to do compared to other schools in that same time frame. Especially considering that our preschoolers need some help buckling most times into their car seats, whereas other schools don't. So I feel like we're doing really great with the time, but I do want to address the safety because my always my concern is that we have a student that maybe gets hit or a family that gets hit by a vehicle pulling in and or out of a spot. And so I want to change some things to be able to help mitigate that risk and make sure that that doesn't happen. So what we're going to be doing, I'm going to start with parent pickup because that's a little bit more complicated than drop off. Is going to be a little bit easier. So in regards to parent pickup, if you are coming to pick up your child and they're going to just be hopping in your car and you're going to be taking off, what you're going to be doing is coming in through West first and then turning down this lane. This is right by our backstop. This is our trash can. This is where we have been in the past. However, we are going to make sure that this is the end of the sidewalk. You need to stop right here if you were the very first car in line, and everyone else will be behind. So we might have a waiting period that cars are lined up from the end of the sidewalk right here up to the first west, and they can just wait right here along the side. We are not going to allow cars to come up here. There will actually be a stop sign, or one of our teaching assistants will be up here, being able to make sure that you don't pull forward more. So you're going to stop here until the students are dismissed from school. This is the same in the morning and the afternoon. So please stop right here and then wait until the students are all dismissed and are outside the building. At that point, the individual right here will open up. This is what we're going to call our first loading zone. And so she will open up the first loading zone, and there are four spots here. They are delineated with cones and then also with a yellow marker on the ground. So you'll be able to see those spots. And she will allow four different cars to pull up simultaneously into these four spots. So the first four cars here will move right into this spot, and she will get you in here and you will stop here. This is our crosswalk that we have painted this year. So you're going to stop right here. There is going to be an individual as well here, making sure that you don't go past the crosswalk. So the first four cars are going to pull right up here and park. Now, when you park, please park. You are allowed to exit the vehicle to help your student into your car. But after they get into the car, make sure they're buckled and everything. We do want to keep the kiddos safe. And also, please do not pull out at this point. This individual right here will tell you when to move, and I'll explain that in a second. So while this is happening with the first four cars, we have a yellow line right here, right behind this individual. That's going to be a nice solid yellow line. And this individual, after we load those first, or we begin the process of loading those first four cars, this individual is going to signal the next four cars to move into the second loading zone into spots 5, 6, 7, 8. And then they're going to be able to park and exit the vehicle. Please do not walk over to the school. Just go ahead and exit the vehicle and you can stand there. And what will happen is that our paraprofessionals that will be with our students will be lined up right here along the side of the building like they usually are. But we will see you and we will see which families are over here. And then they will escort the children across the crosswalk and come bring them to your vehicle. and then you can help assist them getting buckled and ready to go. This is to help maintain student safety so that we don't have students crossing this way unaccompanied, and that these vehicles are all stopped, and we're loading twice as many vehicles as we usually do in the same amount of time, but we're making sure that it's organized and that everybody's moving at the same time. So most likely these four cars will all be loaded up and they'll be ready to go first. So once these cars are here and they're loaded, and this individual sees that there are no students crossing and that it is safe for them to do so, they are going to go ahead and dismiss these first four cars, and they're going to exit going this way um, from the ECC. So they're going to exit and they'll be able to exit that dirt road where the sign is. Once that's happened, the next four cars will be allowed to move forward based on this individual's perspective. They'll move the next four cars while these guys are still loading up. Once these cars are all loaded up, they are also going to be able to be dismissed and the process will repeat. And then that will kind of go forward until all the students are allowed to go and be able to leave safely. So the biggest things for parents to remember, please go where you're directed to go, into which loading zone, and please do not move forward until you are asked to do so. Um, we don't want anybody here if you're in spot number one and you're already loaded up. I understand that we're trying to get out of there as quickly as possible, but please recognize that this is a crosswalk and that we are going to have students and adults as well standing here. So please do not pull out. If you're in one of these further back spots, please don't pull around someone. Please wait once we get all four cars loaded, which should be a matter of minutes, we will be able to move forward and move on with our day. So that's going to be for parent pickup. For parent drop off, it's going to be very similar, but a little bit easier. Because parent drop off is a little bit faster and people come at different times, we are actually going to close off this second loading zone. There will be cones right here, and we will only use the first loading zone, these four spots, and it will look pretty much the same as parent pickup. This individual will allow the first four cars in. This person will stop the first four cars. The students will get out, all four, boom, boom, boom. And then once they're all unloaded, the individual right here will direct the cars to move forward, and the next four cars can come in and fill in. So it is a little bit quicker typically for drop off because unbuckling a child is a lot faster typically than buckling a child. And so we'll be able to move that along a little bit quicker. If we get to the point where we do need to have both going on at the same time, we can definitely look at that. But for the most part, you will be able to pull those first four in. You can exit the vehicle, let your student out. They will come over here to the paraprofessionals, and then they'll be able to escort them into the building, either through the side here or through the front doors, depending on where their classes are at. Um, so that's kind of our general procedures there. Now, if you do have a situation where, for example, if you're bringing a truck and you have a trailer attached to it, we are going to ask you, instead of coming this route, to come in through the south side, which is by the bus lot, in between the bus lot and the Dollar Tree. And there are parking spots right along here that you are welcome to park in. And then you can come in and walk in to come grab your student. If you do decide that you want to come and grab your student at any time and you don't want to use these, you are welcome to park right here and walk across. We will not allow students to walk across this by themselves. So if you are over here and you're calling for your student and they're ready to go, we are not going to allow them to leave until you walk over and come and hold their hand and be able to walk across. That is for student safety. The other thing that we have going on, as you may know, is that we do have our buses loading right here. So not only do we have a hazard here for students walking by themselves, but we also have a hazard over here with the buses. So please do not expect for your students to walk across this area by themselves. We will not be doing that. Then if you are pulling in and you're a little bit later to the building and all the rest of the parents have left, please pull along the side here as well, just into that very first spot. Or if there's somebody in front of you, just pull along there. And we should still have your student out there waiting for you. If it is a few more minutes and we've already taken the students inside, or there is some severe weather and we've taken the students inside while we wait, you are, and this area is clear, you are welcome to go ahead and pull up in front of the school right here in front of the main doors, and then you are able to come in and come grab your student. but that's only if there are no other parents here and there are no buses here. If you see those, please follow these procedures or park over in this area. Okay, so please let us know if you have any questions or concerns about um, these procedures. We do hope that it will keep our students safe. As I mentioned, it's not about the time. I feel like the time does work fairly well for us, but we just ask that in your help in implementing these procedures. The first couple of days of school, we know it's going to be a little bit rough, so please be patient. We'll try to get everybody in and out as quickly and as safely as possible, and then we will be on our way. But please share any questions or concerns if you have them. Thank you. Let's have a great school year.